Hi, I'm Joe Lazzarino. Today, I want to show you the brand new Alliance Avenue. When the group of Alliance came together, they were in top positions all throughout the industry at some of the top manufacturers. All came together a few years ago and said, we want to do something extra special. So they started with their Paradigm fifth wheel, then their Valor toy haulers, then they went into the bare knuckle fight of mid-profile fifth wheels in one of the most competitive segments in the RV industry, and they came out with the Avenue. So the first thing I want to show you is how they do a fully molded fiberglass front cap. What you'll notice here is there's no seams anywhere in the cap. It's fully wrapped all the way around. There's no chance that any water going down the road could sneak in here anywhere. You have a light pointing right down onto your hitch, so whether it be 5 a.m. in the morning, at noon, or at 10 p.m. at night when you're hooking up, you can see completely what you're doing as you're hooking up the camper. Totally wrapped all the way around, and a heavy duty rubber gasket seal all the way on the side to keep it completely protected. What Alliance does so different than everyone else is a 6,000 pound axle sitting underneath their heavy duty I-beam. Most everyone else does a 5,000 pound axle. What that means to you as the customer is more capacity, a stronger chassis, a stronger axle going down the road while you're on vacation. Now, on top of that, they also use a 2-inch torsion tube underneath the I-beam, which is going to reduce the stress on those axles and on the I-beam going down the road. And all of that is accompanied by a 7,000 pound leaf spring, which is overrated for the overrated 6,000 pound axles that it's sitting on. So you're rest assured with all of that to get a fantastic ride and drive going down the road. And then to complete it all with the MORryde CRE 3000, what it's all sitting on for your suspension. Next, and a super important feature, is they use a double layer of Azdel in their sidewalls. What everyone else uses, for the most part, is what's called Luan. It's a piece of wood with sticky adhesive right on the back to it, and it absorbs water quickly. And if you know anything about RVs, water is the last thing you want absorbing in your camper. What Azdel is, it's impervious to water. They use 2 layers of that, no wood in their sidewall whatsoever, which is up against the block foam insulation and aluminum studs going down the sidewall. So when you compare this to other RVs that are out there on the market in this segment, it's a mile better, 10 times better, and is rest assured you can last for a long time in this without ever having any of the dreaded RV water leaks. Moving up top, PVC roof with a lifetime warranty. There's other manufacturers that use a rubber roof, that have a TPO roof. There's many other kinds of roofs out there. But here's one big thing, is nobody backs it up with a lifetime warranty. When you're using a PVC roof, they can rest assured say, this is good forever. Go ahead and get camping with it. It's a pretty special feature, especially in this price segment, normally something that's reserved for much higher end fifth wheels and motorhomes you have right here in the Avenue. Coming around back, when you look at the profile here, you'll see the tapered roof, ensuring that on that PVC roof with the lifetime warranty, you'll never have any standing water up top. It always is going to run off. Now coming down, you'll see that little black circle right up there underneath the brake lights. What that is that's prep for the backup camera. Lots of RV manufacturers out there will use the prep for only one type of camera. A little pigeonhole you if you already have one, if you want to connect it to your truck, if there's a certain brand you like more. This one, with any and every backup camera available, you can use it. What you'll find down here, speaking of how stout this is built, is you have a hitch with a 3,000 pound tow capacity. Most RVs won't have this, and I'll tell you why. Is all of the foundation features that we talked about a minute ago, that supports this. Most people can't do that, so they'll never have this back here. They are so convinced at the strength of their chassis that not only do they rate it for 3,000 pounds towing, 300 pounds on the hitch, but they'll also give you the plug right here so you can plug your trailer right into the back of it, whether it be a boat, whether it be a four-wheeler, whatever you want to have coming with you behind your Avenue down the road, you're not going to have a problem here. If you've ever walked into an RV and wondered if whoever designed this camper has ever actually camped themselves, you'll be pleasantly surprised as we continue on in the Avenue here. It's already prepped for slide toppers. So if that's something you choose to have, you just let our dealerships know and we can install them for you quickly. It bolts right on and you don't have to spend the extra money, silliness of all the labor to put those on. It's quicker and it's cheaper that way, and they have the customer in mind. 2 air conditioners are standard on every Avenue. Most manufacturers in this price point, they only have 1 and an optional for a second one. You have to pay more for that. Standard, it's free in every single Avenue that comes down the production line. Now continuing on another great customer feature is you'll notice they have this wet well right here. Every control for the exterior of the camper is all right here. What you'll find in a lot of RVs is they'll have a water hookup in one spot, they'll have their tank dumps in another spot, they'll have their cable down in another part. You have to climb underneath to get to certain things. Here in the Avenue, it's all conveniently located. Your outside shower, your tanks, your black tank flush, your city water, all your connections, everything in one spot. So when you get to the campground, you unhook your truck, you plug in, takes about 5 minutes and you're enjoying your family. You're not crawling underneath your RV trying to figure out where everything is. Another great thing about the Avenue is a fully electronic leveling system for the entire camper with auto level. At this price point, extremely rare. All of the legs will operate independently to make sure that the camper is not only stabilized, but also leveled. Now, one thing that is pretty unusual that people don't notice is this retract button right here. It's gonna remember the exact height your truck is at. When you're done camping, in the past when someone would have to be in the truck and someone would have to be out here and you'd have to inch up and inch down to make sure it was perfect, not anymore. You hit the retract button, the back legs will come up. The front 2 are gonna remember the exact height your truck is at. It's gonna come right down to the level in which you need. You can back right in, pull the pin, and you're back on the road again. Another super convenient feature that Avenue equips their customers with that you won't see in a lot of other brands out there. And one last thing before we head inside the Avenue, you'll notice is a super big pass-through storage all the way through to one other side. You can put fishing rods and tables and chairs, any camping supply you need, and plus have some room left over. Now, one thing that I really like when I look up in here, and what you'll see when you look at some of the competition, nobody does this, but all this aluminum framing. First off, a lot of guys out there use wood. They're gonna use 2-inch thick aluminum framing in here, which is lighter and stronger than wood, never can absorb any water. And you'll also notice that you have a weld on all sides of this aluminum, which might sound simple and might sound insignificant, but take a look underneath at some of the competition. What you'll see is normally you'll see wood. One thing you'll notice as we come back inside the Avenue is a super wide entry door and the stairs going up inside. You'll also see that it has 2 full-size awnings on this model, the full length of the RV down the whole way. Follow me inside, let me show you a couple of features. The first thing you have to talk about when you walk inside an Avenue is how long it is and how big it feels. This model right here in particular is about 35 feet. When I walk in, it feels every bit as big as any 40-foot fifth wheel that I've been inside. And I'm gonna tell you why that is. So they have a taller ceiling, they have a 101-inch wide body, which allows them to do a couple of things differently. When they're a wider body, the ceiling gets taller, the slide boxes get taller. I'm over 6 feet tall, standing inside the slide right now, and you can see it's still well over my head. It's not like those old RVs where you stand up from sitting down in the chair and you smack your head on top and you have to be careful. You feel like you're in a house, right? So you walk in this 35-foot RV and it feels a whole lot bigger than it actually is. You'll also notice that with their rack and pinion slides is that they can do a flush floor slide. It's another pesky thing that you used to see in all these RVs is you had this step up into the slide box. It's a totally flat floor, which gives you about another 6 inches of height, as well as you don't have a trip hazard in the middle of your home on wheels going down the road. Super nice feature. Another thing you'll notice, there's no carpet. Many other RVs out there use carpet in their slide boxes. What you'll notice here is it's totally seamless. You don't have any carpet to clean. You can sweep the whole camper, no problems at all. What you'll also see is there's no heat vents anywhere in the floor, no registers. If you travel with dogs or kids, you'll hear people all the time where they got the dog's fingernails caught in the vents, or the kids dropped a Cheerio down in the vent, right? Nothing like that here. All of the heat registers are built into strategic places, like in the end tables and under the islands and under the steps, where they'll stay clean, they'll be effective, and you'll be able to enjoy your camper for what it's worth and not spend all your time vacuuming out vents. You'll have the theater seats and a trifold sofa, just in case somebody's coming along and sleeping with you as well. This is a Kensington Collection residential furniture in every avenue. And I'll tell you, this bed is just about as comfortable as any of the master bedrooms as well. They do a very good job with their furniture. While I'm here in the middle of the living room, I want to show you something that I think is pretty special. When I first walked in, I felt how solid the floor felt in this avenue. A little bit different than other mid-profile fifth wheels that I've walked into. So I did a little bit of research. And the cool thing about this floor is, again, just like the sidewalls, no wood. No wood at all. No chance for any wood to absorb any water. This is 2 layers of Azdel. It has 2 layers of a moisture barrier on top of the block foam insulation and the aluminum studs, all compressed together to make your floor. So it's insulated better. It's 400 pounds lighter than all of the other competition out there. You think about that, 400 pounds lighter, along with all that extra carrying capacity that you're sitting on with the foundation that we went over, and think of how much more stuff you can bring along with you camping without worrying about if you're going to be overrated for your truck or for the fifth wheel itself. And then in the floors itself, again, no wood, no rot, nothing in the floor. Aluminum, Azdel, can absorb water at all. And you have now purchased a fifth wheel that you can have for many and many years to come. What you'll notice right here behind me is a residential sized TV, a full-size fireplace, which will heat the entire RV. If it's not that cold outside and you don't want to run your propane furnace, this thing will cook and get cranking quick. It does an awesome job. Not only that, but it's really pretty and it's a nice ambiance to have in the room as well. Continuing in here into the kitchen, it's one of my favorite parts of the RV itself. And this is a lot of counter space, just about as much as I have in my home. Now what you'll notice is it's a flush mounted stovetop all the way across. There's a lot of manufacturers that build them up and over the top. What that means to you is not only is it flat and you can use it as extra counter space when you're not using your stove, but when you are, it simply just folds back. This becomes your backsplash to make sure nothing splashes on your window. You use it, you can wipe it off, and then it folds right back down. All stainless steel appliances through the whole camper, the microwave, the stove, the drawer underneath, the refrigerator, everything is all stainless steel, even down until you get to the farm style sink with the pull-out sprayer, just like you would have at your house. Speaking of a residential kitchen, you can't have one without a residential sized pantry. They do a fantastic job. You have trash can storage underneath, all of the space inside for all the food you would need for a 2-day trip or a 2-month-long trip. You're going to be taken care of here with the Avenue. And then finally in the kitchen, a coffee bar with a plug up out of the way, not intruding your backsplash. You can put your coffee maker, your toaster, whatever appliance you need off your kitchen counter. You have it right here and with oversized storage all the way through. What you'll notice when you come in here to the closet is on the right-hand side, you have a place for a washer, and on the left-hand side, you have a place for a dryer. And there are some, I say some RVs out there that do have a place for a stackable washer and dryer. But I'll tell you what they do is they put them in the side of your RV closet right here. It takes up 1/3 of your space, almost half, and all of your closet space for your clothes is only here at the left. Now on this one, being the washer on the right and the dryer on the left, you still have hanging all up top. You have storage underneath and still have the cubbies. So you're able to get that same convenience, but with keeping a whole lot more storage throughout the RV. Now, one thing you'll also notice here in the bedroom, in this particular model, is it comes with a king-size bed with night tables. A plug on either side so you can plug in, whether it be your phone, or if you use an alarm clock, a CPAP machine, whatever that may be, you can still have the nightstands and the plugs. And this is pretty unique. On the slide box here, you have a window on all 3 sides. Take a look at some of the other competitors out there. You might have one window on the back, maybe, and in some cases, it doesn't even open. And this one, on all 4 sides of the room, on the slide boxes, at the head of the bed, and at the foot of the bed, over the dresser drawers, you have all windows that open up for great cross ventilation. And finally, on our tour of the Avenue, we get to the restroom. You get a ton of space in here. One is a super big, oversized shower. You get storage underneath the sink, a linen closet next to the shower as well. And the final feature that I want to talk about that I think is really cool from a construction standpoint is in the Avenue, every single output for water in the entire camper has a manual shutoff valve. If something was ever to happen, and if you did need to just turn off the water to your sink here, your sink there, your outside shower, everything has an individual cutoff valve as well. So under the sink, the shower, everywhere, any place that puts out water, you get that, and they give that to you. Again, a standard, no extra charge. That's something that people pay thousands of dollars for to protect their RV when they purchase them. So that was a brief tour of what's special to me about this Avenue fifth wheel. Now I will tell you, there's a lot more to this RV than what I just went over. We could spend hours digging into it together. And with an investment like this, I would encourage you to do so. Come by one of our Blue Compass RV stores. We'd love to see you in person. We'd love to take you through and show you what makes us as a company so special and tell you about what makes this product so special and why we are so excited to be representing it to you as a customer. We look forward to seeing you soon at one of our stores, and thank you for your time.